Hello YouTube, welcome back. Craig here with a different sort of video for you today. I'm moving away from the pickups. It's a video that a few people have mentioned I should maybe do, as I've mentioned in previous videos that I do collect other things apart from video games. And now basically the majority of my collection, because the house I currently live in isn't big enough, we're on about moving, me and my wife and my family, and the majority of my collection is still at my mum and dad's, which is in their loft, literally like box upon box of stuff. I'm quite the hoarder, and the majority of the stuff is there. So this is just a select few bits that I've kind of managed to keep hold of and kept stored at my house, if you will. I do have lots more stuff, but I just wouldn't do it justice like trying to film it at my mum and dad's house. So that will probably be in like an upcoming video where we managed to get a new house and I managed to get my own kind of game room sorted out. That's the plan anyway. But at the moment, like I say, I can't do that, it's all over there. So these are just a select few bits, to be honest, that I just wanted to kind of share with you. Starting off with video game related things, we are going to jump straight into it. And I've never showed my original Game Gear. Now this is the one I owned as a kid. How I managed to keep hold of this, I do not know. I think I held on to it because of nostalgia reasons, because basically when we had all the systems previous, they were all my brother's. Every system we had was my older brother's. The Master System, the Mega Drive, the SNES, they were all his. He got them as presents for Christmases and so on. And I never really had my own, although I played the death out of all his stuff, I never really had my own. This was kind of my first system, if you will, ever, because when he had the Mega Drive and he was on Streets of Rage or whatever and he didn't want to do two-player, I would imagine I would moan and want to play on something myself. Mum and Dad bought me the Game Gear. Still got a game in as well, Sonic Chaos. But I remember playing for hours on this, on Streets of Rage and Sonic on the Game Gear. I've tried working it since, it doesn't start up. I just get, it powers up, but I just kind of get a white screen. So with my electronics background now, I could potentially open this up and have a look, see if I can find what the problem is. So glad I kept hold of this, as like I say, it's kind of one of a few things that I kept hold of from when I was a child, like my own stuff. There's not many, along with Super Metroid, this, a few Mega Drive games, not the best ones though, and this next item I'm going to show you. But yeah, this one kind of holds very fond memories playing on this. Yeah, it holds a special place for me, does this. I'm so glad I kept hold of this. So yeah, that's my original Game Gear. I do want to get a boxed one to put with all my other boxed systems. I am working on that, but I would definitely keep hold of this. So yeah, moving on. The next one is mine and my brother's original ZX Spectrum. Now this wasn't mine, this was his. Again, how I managed to keep hold of this, I don't know. Why I kept hold of it. My brother clearly wasn't bothered about keeping a hold of this. How it's turned up here, I vaguely remember it being at my mum and dad's. My mum and dad moving house and quizzing me about it, whether I wanted to keep it. But why I kept this over the Mega Drive and other items, I really don't have a clue. But this is our original Spectrum. This is the one. We spent many an hour on this. My memories of this are more vague than the Mega Drive. My main memories for child are the Mega Drive and then my next system, which was... So yeah, basically my brother started on the Spectrum. I remember playing on this with him bits. Then he moved on to a Master System. I remember the Master System, but we didn't have that for long because the Mega Drive had kind of come out just as we got our Master System, so we jumped straight from Master System. We only had a few games, then to the Mega Drive, and that was our big system as children, mine and my brothers. We played so many hours on the Mega Drive. Streets of Rage, Moonwalker, Turtles, Hyperstone Heist, Golden Axe, Shinobi. They were kind of the main games. Me and him played 2-player on. So many good memories, fond memories playing on the Mega Drive with him. It was awesome. So yeah, then from the Mega Drive we got a Super Nintendo as like a side console to the Mega Drive, but never really played it as much as the Mega Drive. Although I loved the Super Nintendo, I loved the Super Mario World and whatnot. But then my first system, apart from the Game Gear, the handheld, my first proper system was the PS1. I kind of got that for my birthday one time. So the PS1 is kind of my main, well, if you will, that's the one that's the most nostalgia for me, because the PS1 was my first system. So I'm surprised I haven't collected more games from the PS1, to be honest. There are so many on my list to get for the PS1. I kind of think that maybe all these other games are kind of going to disappear before the PS1 games do, if that makes sense, or become harder to find. So that's why I'm kind of collecting the older stuff first, because I'm assuming that's going to be harder to find soon, rather than the PS1 games are still quite easy to source. So that's maybe why I've held off, although the PS1 games hold more value to me for like playing on all those. There's so many games that I have some awesome memories of on the PS1 that I don't own. I should really look at getting maybe. So yeah, ZX Spectrum, and we do have all the wires and everything for this, but I wouldn't have it. I probably need to get my brother around, because he was always the one who set that up. I was only like maybe 5 or 6 when we had that, although I did play it, but not so much. I've tried powering it up. It does come up with like some sort of screen, but I don't have a clue how to get the games going and such, so I don't even know if it works. Next, being the big Star Wars fan that I am, this probably held, I keep saying probably held the biggest. This item I probably thought, or maybe think of as my best Star Wars item, although I've got some other big hitters, to be honest. Anyway, it's an Artifacts Boba Fett kind of statuette. Never been out of the box. I've never had anywhere to display it. Even when I lived at home and I had my own bedroom and such, I just always kept it in the box. My wife, who I'm with now, she bought this for me 10 years ago. And I've never had it out. I've always wanted to display it somewhere, but never had the chance to put it anywhere that would look decent. So hence it's just always stayed in the box, never been opened. But yeah, one day I will get somewhere to display this. Like I say, my Star Wars collection is quite decent. I've got lots of boxed figures and loose figures, and I've got a boxed Falcon, a loose Falcon, I've got a loose AT-AT, Imperial Walker, loose, the smaller Walker, I think it's the ST-AT. So yeah, I've got lots of other Star Wars stuff at my parents' house. This was just the kind of thing, the bits that I had knocking about here. So yeah, big Boba Fett. And I paid like £90 for that at the time, so that was a lot of money for my wife, who I'm with now, my girlfriend at the time. We'd only been together a couple of years. She bought me that for my birthday. £90, that's quite a lot of money. I haven't looked at what they're going for now. I wouldn't even know where to start looking for one of those. Like I say, it was 10 years ago I got that. So yeah, next 2 items. These are very dear to me, especially this one. I don't know about anybody else on the video game community, but I was a massive WWE fan growing up also. And my mum and dad got me this one Christmas, and I was absolutely made up. It's basically an adult replica belt. It's not like one of the kids' toy ones. This is the real deal in the bag and everything. And what's quite special about this now is it was from the 2001 WWF Attitude era. So obviously it's WWF, it changed to WWE. So you can no longer get hold of this one because they don't manufacture it. But this is quite, if you're a WWF fan, this is quite impressive. I love this belt, absolutely love. It's under my bed. Yeah, and I've never had this on display Very rarely comes out of the bag, to be honest. But yeah, it is in really, really good condition. I never knew how much they paid for it at the time, because obviously it was a Christmas present, I didn't ask. But they sell for approximately £300 to £400 now. One sold at the beginning of February for £320, I believe. Just simply because the WWF and there is WWE now. And yeah, it's just so old. I'm talking 15 years old. I'm not going to put it on. It doesn't fit me. It's for a proper heavyweight. It does click together and whatnot. But yeah, it's quite epic. Right, I'll just slide that to the side for the time being. Let me know in the comments if any of you guys are WWF fans or was WWF fans growing up. I was massively into the figures. I had all the wrestling ring, the arena, all the figures. I remember counting 82 figures when I was younger. I had 82 WWF figures. I've never kept any of them boxed because I played with them to death. And I don't know where they all went, I'll be honest. I haven't got any of my original wrestling figures. I think my mum and dad car booted them. They might even still have them at home. I don't know if there's any value in them anymore. I was a massive figure fan. I had all the Turtles figures, Power Ranger figures, WWF figures. Yeah, I had a lot of figures. I love playing with my toys. Weird seeing my daughters now growing up and they play with their toys. You see some children who aren't massively into toys, but my two daughters, their role play is awesome with their like Barbies and such. It's very much, you know, takes me back watching them play with theirs, and it's like, wow, yeah, that's what I was like. Crazy. Last but not least is the hoverboard. This has had quite good feedback on all my previous videos. As you remember, it used to be there. But this is a very special item indeed. This has no value. Well, it cannot be valued, basically. This is handmade. As crazy as that is, this is wood. This board is wood. It's quite heavy, to be honest. But yeah, it's handmade by my brother-in-law. He got me it for Christmas one year. Epic brother-in-law. The same brother-in-law that gave me all the NES games. If you can remember me mentioning. He made me this a couple of years ago now. And it took him some time, I believe. But yeah, the detail he has gone into making this is with the metal plates and everything for the hover plate is quite epic. As you can see, lenticular stickers like in the movie, Velcro straps here as well. But yeah, the detail he has gone to making this is awesome. So this is a much treasured item to me. So yeah, that's the hoverboard I promised I would show. There you go, in its glory. Epic piece of workmanship from him. I can't mention enough how happy I am with this. So yeah, that is a few items from my collection. Thought I'd move away from the pickups for a couple of weeks. I do have a mountain of games building up, so there will be a pickups video coming soon. Hopefully you guys have checked out my Friday video game store video. That's where I visit on a Friday. And it wasn't the best video footage. I was in a rush one Friday and I'm like, can I film? He's like, yeah, go for it. I was like, oh, it was a bit all over the place and not so much footage, but you get to see the kind of gist of the shop and the content of games he has in there, which is quite epic. I don't think there's any more. Retro Collect Video Games Market free this weekend in Doncaster. I am going to hopefully see some of you guys there. That would be sweet. Don't know what time I'm going to be there, but I never managed to bump into anyone, but I hope to do so this time. I'm going to film, do some footage and stuff. So yeah, that is all from me today. Hope you enjoyed. mention in the comments if there's anything I've mentioned that you would like to see, or whether you enjoyed. Let me know. Subscribers, I'm on 96 at the beginning of this video, so the 100 subscriber special should be coming soon. I just need to push on and get to over 100, so that would be good. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Thank you very much for watching. See ya.